This is the rough idea of our microfade ballast water management system. As you see this picture, this is the ballasting operation. When the ballasting, the seawater comes from the sea chest and go through the ballast pump. Here's the ballast pump. And our system has got mainly two main equipments. One is filtration unit, the other one is chemical unit. Right? Then the seawater goes through the filter unit, and remaining water goes through to the ballast tank. On the way to the ballast tank, this chemical unit, chemical injection to kill the bacteria. At the filtration unit, bacteria or sea mud or plankton removed and go back to the sea. Okay. And maybe clean water go to the ballast tank. Okay. This chemical unit will infuse disinfectant, kill bacteria, so there is no bacteria anymore. This is ballasting. For deballasting, the water comes back from the ballast tank. And this time, no filter unit. It's bypassed automatically. Then this chemical unit just infuse the neutralizer, because this water has got chlorine, a chemical. So add the neutralizer and go overboard, discharge. That is the rough idea of this system. And our system has got some main equipment like this. Here is the main control unit, as you see here. We call this MCU, just shorting, MCU, like this. So when you use this system, you will be in front of this panel, just touching the bottom. And next one is filtration unit, this blue one. You will see downstairs.
Four.
1,
2, 3,
five. And this filtration unit remove the sea mud or large size bacteria. And next one is chemical unit. Yeah. This unit infuse the chemical, disinfectant and neutralizer.
Going to
the
ballast tank.
Ballast tank. Sorry. This filtration unit we call FU. FU, filter unit. Yes, filter unit. Yeah. This is chemical unit. So we call this. That's right. Correct. CU. Now, here is the bypass valve. Okay. We need this one because now, as this picture shows, when the ballasting, seawater comes from here and going through the filter unit. Here is the bypass unit valve. When ballasting, this valve is shut. So the seawater goes through here like this. When deballasting, water go around like this, and this bypass valve will be open. So the water go up and bypassing this filter. Okay. So in the case you don't need to use the system, you can manually open the bypass valve. Or you can use the automatic open. I will explain later on. So in the case you don't use the system, just open bypass valve. This is the filter drain tank we call FDT. Yeah, here is no picture of this one, but as I explained, after filtration unit, the large size bacteria or CMAD go back to the sea. But before going back, just store in this tank. Put the water inside, and when the water level goes up,
Yes.
automatically discharge.
Limit this one?
Limit. Yeah, the level switch here. FPT. And also there are two small pumps like this. We just, for convenience, we call this P1 pump and P4 pump, but don't worry about the numbers here. This one is used for chemical injection. Take the seawater from the pipe and go back to the chemical unit, and chemical unit will send the chemical solution and go back to the pipe, water pipe. P1 pump for chemical injection. And another pump, we call this P4, but this one is only for sampling, seawater sampling. We need this because after when deballasting, after injection of the neutralizer, no one knows this water is neutralized correctly or not. So that's why we need to take the sample water and check the concentration of the chemical, and if it's okay, go discharge. So this P4 pump is sampling.
P4.
Yeah, P4. And you will see this blue pipe at the downstairs. This is mixer. So the water from the P1 go up from this pipe, and chemical and seawater is mixed inside, and it goes through to this direction. And this is flow meter. When the water goes through, this will check the flow rate.
Yeah.
And there are important two sensors. These sensors check the chlorine concentration. Chlorine is disinfectant for ballasting, killing the bacteria. This system needs to check three kinds of chlorine concentration. The first one, just we call R1, R2, R3, but R1 only for ballasting. This small one, checking the ballasting concentration, chemical concentration. R2 is the chemical concentration before neutralizing. R2, before neutralizing, when deballasting. And R3 is the concentration of chlorine after neutralizing. So these two are for deballasting, R2, R3. R1 is ballasting. So this sensor RC1 check R1 for ballasting. This sensor RC2 and 3 check concentration for deballasting. Ballasting and deballasting. Okay. And there is a cooling unit. It is located on top of the chemical unit here. This is the cooling system for the chemical. Because this chemical needs to be kept under 25 degrees Celsius once you open the bag, under 25 degrees. So this unit cooler keep the temperature below 25 degrees automatically. All right, now these are the main equipment for this system. Mainly, one person will stand in front of this main screen. Yeah. The other person will prepare the manual valves, open or close, and the other person also has to press the start button for the ballast pump. Press start. Somebody has to start. You cannot start from here.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, maybe 3 person will be appropriate. So, okay, this is the ballast mode for this ship. So you need to operate these manual valves when ballasting operation. The sea chest, this one
Pump.
number 1 ballast pump, using this one, and going through the filter unit, and filtered sea mud or large sized bacteria go down to the filter drain tank and going overboard. And after filtration, here is the bypass valve. Here is the bypass valve. It's closed, so the water goes through the filter unit. Injection chemical and mix and going to the ballast tank. Okay. So when ballasting, please check the chart and operate the manual valves. Okay. And somebody stand here, touching, and tell them to start or stop or something. Okay. Okay, this ship has got another number 2 ballast pump. So, and gravity mode. Gravity and deballast. When deballasting, water go back from the tank and going through the pump. And this time, this bypass valve will be open automatically. So bypass the filtration unit and going through here. Chemical unit will infuse the neutralizer and going overboard. Okay. So please check the chart and operate the manual valve. Mainly, this is just for example. Okay. When ballasting, for example, touch ballast button, start, yes, all touching green buttons, and this normally takes about 10 minutes for the preparation, chemical preparation. Yeah. So both ballasting or deballasting, you have to wait about 10 minutes. So that means maybe you better to start preparation.
Advance.
Yeah, in advance, that's right. Yeah. Otherwise, you have to wait for 10 minutes. Okay. Preparation 10 minutes, then after that, touching, and you can choose the ballast pump, number 1 or number 2, and check again. You choose this pump, blah blah blah, and check all the valves, close or shut. Then this one, when you see this, please start pump message. In this case, in this time, you can start the ballast pump. Somebody, manually. So somebody push the button. So the order, the working order, adjust the manual valves first according to this chart. This chart, open or shut, manual valve, and touching buttons. Maybe you can do first in advance touching, and waiting for 10 minutes. Somebody will close or open the manual valve,
Okay.
and after 10 minutes, touching. And when you see this message, please start pump. Somebody start pump. This is all the procedure. All the same, ballasting, deballasting,
Same.
yeah, all the same.
Only first thing, we prepare for this,
Yeah.
nothing on this point.
Mm-hmm.
Then,
10
and
minutes.
then we have to manually open the valve.
Yes.
After manually open the valve, then we proceed to this side
Yeah.
because then
Right.
until here. After we have confirmed that the valve is ready,
Mm-hmm.
then this appears,
Yes.
this certain and we
That's right.
start so 3 modes.
Perfect. Yeah. And when you want to stop, just simply hit stop button. Yes. And also, somebody has to press the stop button downstairs. All right.
Manually.
Yeah, manually. So this is not connected
With the pump.
pump starting. This is the basic procedure, right? And you will sometimes see the alarm message. For example, the chemical level
Low.
getting lower or something. Please refer to this troubleshooting manual. Okay. In the case of alarm, you will see this kind of screen, like a red sign. In this case, you will touch buzzer stop, and after that, touching this box, error message box. Then, after fixing the error, acknowledge. For example, when you open the cover for chemical,
Chemical.
yes, alarm, like this, alarm, beep, beep, beep. Then, when you see the alarm, here is the buzzer stop button. Touch. And after fixing, this button, box, and acknowledge. Yeah, and wait for 5 or 6 seconds, then go. Yeah. Yeah. Always the same. Buzzer stop, acknowledge. All the same. Yeah. This one, a warning, for example, flow meter malfunction. Flow meter did not work properly. You will see this message. Then after that, buzzer stop. This one. Then maybe after fixing, or you can call to the manufacturer. After fixing, acknowledge. Wait, come. And exit button. Then go back to the normal.
Will know information, not just faster.
Oh, okay, everybody.
Oh, the bulb.
The bulb.
All right.
Tawagan mo sila. Tatlo.
Okay, so probably we will have some actual demonstration here first, okay? And maybe 5 minutes ballasting,
Okay.
and 5 minutes deballasting.
Okay.
After that, do some maintenance demonstration. After consumable. This is for chemical for ballasting. TD, because the shapes look like tablet.
Okay.
Yeah, this disinfectant, we call this calcium hypochlorite, but it's just a chlorine. Yeah. Looks like tablet, that's why we call this TB. 5 kilos back. When you see the alarm, please fill up the chemical alarm. Yeah, you take this one and put in this one. This PW, it looks like powder for neutralizing for deballasting.
So this is one. So we measure this one as a powder. So
Powder.
there is a measuring cup or
Yeah, actually there is no measuring cup.
so just-
Yeah, it's,
just fill.
Yeah, just fill in and automatically it's measured.
Okay.
Thing. Set up here.
Okay, so today we were not using the ballast tank. So I will show you before this stage. Okay. All right. And we are not starting the ballast tank today. Okay. All right.
The simulation.
Only the simulation. So quick start. Start.
Yes.
Yes.
Then.
Prepare for 10 minutes.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
In advance.
Already finished.
Yeah, already finished.
Ah.
So, okay, when you see ready for blasting, just continue. Touch
Yes.
here.
Yes.
And we only have one line, so
One line.
no problem.
Yes.
Okay. And in this time, you can choose, select.
Ah,
You want to start.
Okay.
ah, okay.
So, okay, blast number 1, and touch. Okay. And check, read the message, and if it's okay, proceed.
Selected.
So yes.
Yeah. And shut the valve. Make sure if you shut this to WB16 and to WB66.
Ah,
So
okay.
Yeah, please
at the
check.
time we go,
That's right. And
we go to the valve.
are you going
Yes.
to check now?
Yeah.